Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and joining us today.
Thank
Now
you.
I would now I would request our principal sir to welcome our distinguished and dynamic educator. Sir.
हाँ, एक मिनट. Thank you, Anupriya. Honorable Professor Ritesh Kumar Singh, former head and Professor, Department of Commerce, our accuracy coordinator and program coordinator, Professor Vinita Tuli, Dr. Anupriya Arora, and other participants. On behalf of my college, I welcome Professor Singh in this 2-week refresher course on stress management. And I know Professor Singh since a long time. Despite his bad health, he joined today for his lecture on time management, academic stress, and lifestyle. And I hope that this lecture and interaction will be very fruitful for all of us. So I express my gratitude and thanks to Ritesh ji for joining our program and gracing the occasion and giving me honor to welcome him, although in online mode. And definitely we will meet in physical mode in very near future. Thank you so much, Anupriya.
Thank you, sir. Professor R.K. Singh, sir, is a distinguished academic and thought leader who has served as head and dean of the Faculty of Commerce and Business, Delhi School of Economics, as one of the most prestigious institutions under the University of Delhi. A seasoned scholar in organizational practice, championing perceptual and structural reforms during his leadership tenure. These reforms, grounded a scholarly insight, have significantly enhanced institutional effectiveness and stakeholder satisfaction. With a research orientation focused on organizational effectiveness, learning systems, and spirituality at work, Professor Singh has published extensively in the reputed international journals from publishers such as Wiley, Taylor and Francis, Springer, and Emerald. He has served as the editor of Business Analyst. He continues to be on the editorial and reviewer board of leading international journals, including the Journal of Spirituality, Management and Religion, Journal of Business Ethics, International Journal of Organizational Analysis, Journal of Organizational Effectiveness, and On the Horizons, among others. Professor Singh has over 3 decades of multifaceted experience in academia, executive education, and institutional consultancy. His academic governance role have included serving as chairman of governing bodies of the college and as a member of academic councils at the University of Delhi and many other universities. He is a former president of All India Commerce Association, Delhi NCR chapter, and served as the governing body of Narsi Munji College of Commerce and Economics, Mumbai. He has also contributed to the curriculum design, academic audit, and institutional reviews for numerous universities. Dr. Singh has served as expert panelist for the University Grants Commission under the Ministry of Education, Government of India, advising on the matters of national academic importance. Sir has another framework to be called as a corporate trainer. Professor Singh has led high-impact leadership and behavioral training programs across premier Indian institutes and public sector organizations. These include Vedanta, BALCO, Foreign Research Institutes, DRDO, Edison Technologies, SAIL, KALE, and many other. His training interventions has been lauded for their intellectual depth, contextual relevance, and lasting impact on HR practices. Blending ancient Indian wisdom with modern management science, Professor Singh continues to catalyze organizational renewal and academic excellence. Sir is here with us today for an interactive session on the topic time management, academic stress, and lifestyle. Sir, we welcome you once again. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anupriya, for your humbling words and compliments to organizers for being very thoughtful in organizing a refresher course on managing stress, which is the need of the hour And you have a very competent and dynamic skipper, your principal, Professor Gyantosh Jha, who has been instrumental in catapulting this college and bringing one among the 10 in this country in many rankings. So that speaks volumes about college and thoughtfulness of the principal and the colleagues like Dr. Anupriya, Dr. Baljit, and many more, those who are able to take this program forward. And you have roughly 300 participants from different parts of this country and different disciplines. And it is really a challenging task to call these people and hold and sustain their interest for 2 weeks. But what the feedback is there that you have been doing good, and the participants, they are very upbeat and they are making good interaction. And thank you so much for inviting me and giving opportunity to me to talk about my off-the-cuff things on managing time, academic stress, and the lifestyle. This time management, this is not new. It is very old a thing which we have been talking about. And the texture, the fervor, the design of the academic fabric, the way it is changing, then managing the time becomes undoubtedly very important. And in the desire to manage time, a lot many stressors which are cropping in. And the time when I started my career some 35 years back and where I'm now, there is a huge difference. And the entire job design of academics that has undergone tumultuous change. Before I talk about this issue, I thought that as I don't work in this area, so I thought that I will be looking at what the problem is, to make me understand that what is the problem of time management, and what are the stressors there to academic. And then I will look at some of the theoretical frameworks of these issues. Then we'll go for looking at the reality check, and then talking about the some in bits and pieces, some suggestions which may help to manage time and manage the stress, and before we go for concluding. And at any point of time, if you have any questions, you can raise the moment I'm through with the assertions which I would be making. At that time, I will come back to your questions. You see, it's a very dichotomous that the culture, the tradition, which has gone for giving the notion of time in terms of Kal, which is Kal is taken both as a creator of time, as the destroyer of the time. That culture, now we are struggling to see that how to manage the time. So from creation to destruction, we gave the word that there is element of Kal, but now we are made to look at that how to manage time in our personal life, in our professional life. If I'm allowed to look at the historical context, so the Gurukul system, where learning was more contemplative, from there we have departed to look at the UGC deadline-driven academia. We are more about the doing this, completing this. So the things are going under a change? Is it because we are facing a dichotomy, a contradiction, oxymoron between the, the indigenous way of looking at time and the imported model of the present education? If I'm not allowed to say that imported corporate model of the academics, it is a dialogue between the two, or it is something else? We have to go for exploring that where from this issue is cropping in, because the agrarian economy to a farmer, to agriculturist, time was never an issue, because agriculturist was not having any vacation time. Right since morning till evening, he was occupied and the job was his. There was ownership of the job. So hardly I heard that my father ever talking about time management, because farm was his. But as we developed, we grew, we went more under civilization. So we started talking about this. So how we are looking at the job and what are the stressor cropping in, there is a need to reflect on this. In present times, before we start looking at the finer aspects of this, one of the stressors which is coming in our everyday life, that is technology. And technology has entered into us in such a way that the day we forget our a small technological piece, that is mobile phone, we find that something is lost, or maybe the greater part of life is gone. So if our day starts with mobile phone, our day starts with checking the WhatsApp messages, or during night time, if I get up, so first thing I see that, is there any message? Is there any call which I have not attended before going to sleep? So what kind of system we have created around us? Is this stress, apart from the call, the destroyer, the creation, is this stressor we have created for ourselves and not going for looking at the reflections of this? I'll be talking about this little later. First, to understand that what the problem is and why the time management fails in academia, there is a need to understand that the notion of time for academics is different from the notion of time for corporates. Because the intellectual work, what we are engaged in, that is non-linear. Because, in a regimented system, there is no possibility of research breakthroughs. If you want innovation, if you want creativity, if you want something to be added, then you can't make the academic to follow the routine and the regimen. The second point, that we are made to live in multiple realities. We have multiple identities, the fragmented identities. May say that we are morning teachers, afternoon researchers, in the evening administrator, and a family member all through the day. The third point, that is the academic seasonal rhythms which we have to cope with. For example, a different mindset in today's time. Today's means this month's time, where admissions are on. So we are managing admissions, we are a different academic. When we are managing our classes, we are a different academic. When we are managing the record of attendance, then we are a different person. When we have to collect, compile, process the data for different requirements of the NAC, NIRF, QS, international ranking, and so on and so forth, then a different mindset. When we are made to go for correcting the answer scripts, a different kind of individual. when we are made to manage the placements of students, a different individual. So when we are juggling several balls, the academic aspect of ours, that is lost somewhere. If we go for using our intellectual capital, what we have in today's admissions time, that it has to be done like this, and that it is system driven, system demands something else, then there would be a conflict. So there is a need to understand that, is it making us to live on at multiple layers? Is it one of the causes of the stress which is making our time to gets consumed faster? And the other thing, what I was referring before, that the expectations of always on expectations, and the WhatsApp is the highly demanding thing. The university has created a WhatsApp group, department has created a WhatsApp group, your college has created a WhatsApp group. You are included with your permission, without your permission. And then it is expected that whatever is communicated in that WhatsApp group, you must go for responding that, always on. And if you are not responding, then there is issue. The other a supply to this always on expectation is your email culture, that somebody has shot the email and then the response of that email is expected then and there. And so many others you can go for finding out numerous such examples. I'm giving you few pointers. And this such kind of always on expectations are creating a blurred boundaries of our work and personal life. Earlier, when we were there in the university department, college, the moment we leave, then a different kind of the individuality was emerging. But here that is lost. We are expected to be always there. So the time is limited, time is ration, but we are made to perform several things. Being as a teacher, lot many things are unacademic and non-academic. Those things also are supposed to be performed. This is also causing a problem, or this may be one of the pointers which may help us understand that where actual problem lies. Then the second issue about understanding the problem is the Indian academic stressors in terms of the UGC requirements. The regulators mandate that this is to be done like this, and we have accepted the abdication framework, that whatever has been said, that is the last and gospel truth. I will share my one of my examples, that during my deanship, it was the corona period. So one day a notification came from the university that by the end of the day, please tell us that how many students, males and females, are there in your classes. So I did not reply. Next morning, reminder came that ministry is asking the information that how many males and females are there in the classes. Please respond. I did not reply. So after a couple of days, one of the senior officials of the university called me and said that 15 deans have replied. You have not sent the reply. I said, your question is not appropriately drafted. You need to paraphrase it, rephrase it. He said, why? I said, you have asked that how many students are there in the classes? Whose class? My class as an individual, or the faculty's class as a whole? If my class as an individual, even if you are talking about, and I have 4 classes in a day, which class you are talking about? Because in all different 4 classes of a day, different number of males and females would be there. And if 10 teachers are teaching in one day, there would be 40 classes if they are taking 4 classes each. Which class you are talking about? So he said that how the other deans have responded. I said that go and ask the other deans. But until and unless you phrase your question correctly, I will not be able to answer. And this what academic is known for, that I will go for raising question. But if I'm simply following the dictum, I'm having the conformist mindset, then I will be only the information supplier, and this information supplier mindset is creating its own kind of stress. Another anxiety, as I see that good set of assistant professors and associate professors are there in this program. Another anxiety is API score anxiety, how to get API score. The other is the funding anxiety, the data collection for NAC, NIRF, and other ranking platforms. So these things are infusing one or the other kind of stress. The cultural perspective and expectations of this, that we are staying in a system, living in a system where guru is put there at the high pedestal, and guru is expected to act as a teacher, as a counselor, as a mentor, as somebody who would be guiding, as a torch bearer, leading from the front. So these expectations of the community, that is creating its own kind of stress. The other is that maybe in some cases we are made to go for having the multiple economic sources of earning, and some of us are engaged on our own initiative, that is at the multiple places of teaching, maybe teaching there in own college and taking some guest lectures in other colleges, maybe non-collegiate, maybe a school of open learning, maybe some coaching classes, maybe at some other places. On our own initiative, we have created engagements. You have your own economic requirements. You have your own resource crunch, but this undoubtedly is taking toll on management of time. So the Indian way of looking at management of time, particularly in the academic domain, is having its own a uniqueness that needs to be appreciated, that needs to be taken into account when we are talking about management of time and stress and the lifestyle. And looking at all these things, when we talk about the time management in corporates, I go for conducting number of programs on managing time to corporates. The dictums which are given to corporates, that those dictums, lock, stock, and barrel, are not applicable to us, not applicable to academia, not applicable to teachers. And for example, that one of the phrases of the time management is plan your day. Plan your day in advance. Very good. We must plan our day in advance. But plan your day in advance is possible only when we know that what all things are to be done in a day. When the multiple of things are done in a day, how could we go for planning? So therefore, this dictum does not work. For few things you can plan, but for good set of things you can't plan. You have reached to department and suddenly the new RTI has come. That is also part of one of the teachers. So now you are, after your classes, you are working to prepare that RTI which was not intimated to you before. Before you finish the preparing the reply of one RTI, the one of the establishments, one of the sections of the university establishment goes for asking new data, and you are busy preparing the new data. And in majority of the communications, there is that by end of the day you have to supply the information. So am I supposed to be an information collector, or supposed to be intellectualizing the things to make me think beyond, and to make my students think beyond? So such kind of the standardized formulations do not work for us. Similarly, it is said that good set of books are there where we are talking about hyper focus. One of good book is Atomic Habits, where James Clear says that don't go for distributing your resources to many things, but you go for looking at only handful of things. So, but in our case, when we are made to go for only one thing, teaching, but your principal, your head of the department, your dean, your vice chancellor goes for demanding many things. So that also focus on one thing does not work, because as I told you in the beginning, that the job design and texture that is undergoing change every day. And some of the wrong notions which are borrowed by us from the corporate world is that busy equals productive, that all those who appear to be busy, they are very productive people. And some of us, one of my colleagues says that you see that when there is no work assigned to me, then I feel completely bored, and I have a very low self. So more and more work is there, I work better. So I work better during pressure. And the other is that multitasking, which is a new gained phrase, very popular among all of us, that it is multitasking which is making me better academic and better person. But multitasking is very good thing. You know, multitasking idea we have borrowed from computers, because computer is made to have the multitasking, because computer has a given a capacity to perform many tasks. But in Atomic Habits, James Clear says that if you analyze things in the right spirit, you will find that multitask jobs, when computer even is performing, then computer is distributing the resources. And with the distribution of the resources, the lag which computer is having in performing different jobs, you may not be able to find it out, but there is. And moreover, what is true for a computer, how it could be true for a human brain? The neural network, what is there here, cannot be taken as substitute for the artificially created network which is there with the computer. So therefore, multitasking, what we are expected based on the number of things which are performed, those things are causing a lot of issue. One of our deans who was here, he used to attend 3 meetings at a time. One, the physical meeting, what he used to convene. The other, he used to have a system logged in, attending some one other meeting online. And the third is a mobile phone. Using his mobile phone, he used to attend the third meeting. But when you are making multitasking, when you are into it, when you are making multiple jobs at the same time, where you are, am I supposed to be at several places with the distributed resources, or as an academic, I need to attend one, go deep inside? That what academic to me is supposed to be. तो अगर आप यहां वहां जहां तहां हर जगह हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि आप कहीं पे नहीं है, और कहीं पे अगर नहीं है तो बार बार सवाल आएगा कि आई एम नॉट एबल टू मैनेज माय टाइम. So this is one of the reasons of helping me to understand that where from this problem is coming. Then the another thing which comes that I don't have time to plan. I'm so occupied. मुझे जिसको कॉमन पैरालेंस में हम कहते हैं कि सांस लेने की फुर्सत नहीं है. अगर आपको सांस लेने की फुर्सत नहीं है, तो मुझे लगता है कि अब जिंदगी जीने की भी फुर्सत नहीं है. और अगर जिंदगी जीने की फुर्सत नहीं है, तो क्या होगा मुझे कहने की जरूरत नहीं है. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द स्ट्रेसेस. दीज आर द कॉमन phrases which often we use in common parlance, and some of these are coming because we have one way of looking at things, that there is no need to manage time, there is multitasking required, they're busy, the people, those who are busy, they are very productive people, and so on and so forth. And what is the cost of this wrong notion, or your own personalized way of looking at things? The first is there is greatest impact is on the teaching, the quality of teaching, what for we are here in academics. The second, the research output, that what is mandated, the three things, as you know, that are mandated on the academic as our three responsibilities, that that dissemination of knowledge, creation of knowledge, and extension activity. The dissemination of knowledge, that is teaching part, that what knowledge you have accumulated that needs to reach to others. The creation of knowledge, that is done through researches. And the third, that is extension activity, that to what extent I'm able to reach to society, to what extent I'm able to help community to build a new perspective. So when we are not able to so-called manage the time because of one reason or the other, then there is impact on all these things. Sorry. Then there is a issue of the efficiency and the effectiveness of the primal responsibilities of the teaching and research which are enjoined upon. Often the senior colleagues, those who are there in annual system, some of you might have received the education in semester system and teaching also in semester system. But the some of us who were there in the annual system, when we departed from annual to semester, then a different kind of the ball game it was. And some of us still complain that annual system was very good, that we used to have a lot of time to look at things. A lot of interaction used to be there. Now here we are racing against time in semester system. So the effectiveness and efficiency issue is the cost of a poor management of the time. Recently, we have revised our master's course, and before that, we revised our undergraduate course under national education policy. And we find that what the syllabi we used to teach, taking 4 or 5 lectures a week, the same syllabi we have to look at, we have to unfold, taking 3 or 4 lectures. So now that the same debate has started cropping in. कि पहले ये वाला सिलेबस 5 लेक्चर्स लेके पढ़ाते थे, अब इसको 3 में खत्म करना पड़ेगा. कैसा रिवीजन ये हो रहा है? So this is marginalizing, this is impacting our teaching effectiveness. The third is that the cost of this is the personal responsibilities. The personal responsibilities of yours in terms of managing the family, managing kids, managing elderly, that is being impacted because this the stressors, they are causing a lot of issue and not letting us manage effectively so-called the given time. The next is the health. The health is bearing the toll, and maybe at young age things are not taken seriously, and bits and pieces, whatever the problems occur, we ignore. ये तो चलता रहता है. But the every day, this is impacting us, and the long-term impact of this is going to be very dangerous, very hazardous, and we should be cautious about that. I will narrate a story for you. That there was a boy who was very naughty, and he often used to use often used to hurt others, used to words which used to cause injury to others. His father used to counsel him that look, that this is not good, that when you are hurting others, they are not feeling good, so it's a better that you should stop all these things. But he used not to listen. The boy was full of energy. So what father did, father said that you get nails and hammer. So the boy brought a number of nails and hammer. And father, before going to office, he said that Now you put all nails there in the wall. Use your hammer. And the boy was very happy. और जब उसके फादर रात में लौट के आए तो बच्चे ने दिखाया कि ये देखिए सारे नेल्स मैंने इस दीवार में लगा दिए हैं, पूरे दिन मैंने मेहनत किया है. फादर सेड ब्रावो, ग्रेट, बहुत अच्छा किया तुम. नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग व्हेन हिज फादर वाज लीविंग फॉर ऑफिस, तो उन्होंने कहा कि बेटा अब इस सारे नेल्स निकालो एक एक करके. बच्चे को मजा आ रहा तो उसने कहा ठीक है, शाम तक सारा हो जाएगा. तो उसने एक एक नेल्स निकालने शुरू किए. When in the evening father came, so he showed happily that, father, look, I have taken out all the nails. Father said, bravo, you are brilliant. But father said that, look, despite you have taken all nails out, scars remain. And these scars will impact you and the wall and your relationship with the wall all through the life. तो ये जो हमारे छोटे छोटे स्ट्रेसर्स हैं, ये एक एक नेल्स हैं, इनके एक नेल दो नेल से बहुत इंपैक्ट नहीं पड़ता है. बट the day is not very far off that all these nails put together that will create big health issue. And that is why you find that we are one of the highest in terms of mentally depressed people in the world, and it is phenomenally rising. So these are the some of the costs which we are paying because of the poor management of time. Then let's look at the theoretical foundation, that what theory speaks about this management of the time. And can we see that time is something which is a notion of the power, or the time has the element of culture? About the temporal colonialism and epistemic violence, if you are analyzing and looking at the work of the Pierre Bourdieu, who talked about different capitals, talked about social capital, economic capital, and a derived capital is temporal capital. The temporal capital is that the time is in the hands or under the control of you. And those who are having the temporal excess or temporal capital, or the temporal excess of time, they are controlling the time of others. For example, that vice chancellor has excess temporal capital, more excess of time, can go for giving orders to others that you have to behave like this. And as vice chancellor says that you have to go for distributing your time resource like this, everybody has to follow. So therefore, there is a need to understand that how much the temporal capital we have, how much control we have about our own time. That stress which is coming through this management of the time, it is created by us or created by somebody else. As I told you, that number of the factors sponsoring stress coming through the management of the time is by us. Because in the present technology age, the robotics is on rise. So one robo is machine. A robot is created, which is acting on your behalf. And all mundane and routine kind of jobs the robot is doing. The other robo is humanoids, which is coming close to you to mimic your emotions. These are two machine-based robots, but there is a human-based robo, which is there in every one of us. The human robos. And the human robo is that machine is making us to behave the way machine wants. Some of you attending this online lecture, but occupied somewhere else, logged in, camera off, audio off, somewhere else you are occupied. Some of you must be fiddling with the WhatsApp. Some of you must be fiddling with the looking at that how the today's stock prices are. Some of you must be managing something else. So there is a need to understand that what is this temporal capital and how much we have, and how much I am cause of my own problem. How much of me has become a human robot, or how much of me has become my own Bhasmasur, using as a metaphor that I will go for killing myself. The second point is that what is given by Johannes Fabian, who talks about denial of co-evalness. The denial of co-evalness is that when we are looking at this time, the time is, it is coming from the hierarchy of things which are created by others, Western world. They have a different way of looking at time, and we have a different way of looking at time. Their time is linear. There is a linearity of time. So time is distributed in terms of past, present, and future. Jo gaya so gaya. But in our case, jo gaya so gaya nahi hai. In our case, time is circular. Circular in the sense that there is time, we say that Kala Chakra hai. Samay ka chakra hai. And that chakra is seen in terms of Satyug. The Samay is seen in terms of Treta, Dwapar, Kaliyug, or Kaliyug ke baad fir Satyug. So this circularity is there. So this covalence is that, is this circularity is inferior to linearity? This has been proven. This has been established, and we are taking this. We are that following that abdiction. We are awed with that, or maybe it is proven that this way of looking at things is inferior. That is why we say that your karma of this life would be impacting next life, would be impacting your life after death, if not rebirth after death. And on the basis of your karma, your hell and heaven, that would be decided. This is talking about long-term perspective of life. So this is another way to look at it. And the third is that we are having multiple seasons, multiple festivals, and this multiple seasons, multiple festivals, there is a rhythmic flow, and this rhythmic flow, this needs to be, is it integrated? It should be, but there is need to look at that, is it integrated into our professional life? क्या वो भी हमारे तरीके से हमारे सीजन्स, हमारे जिंदगी के साथ उसमें सिंक कर रहा है, और it is in different silos, it is staying its own cocoon? And until and unless we look at these theoretical aspects, how they are unfolding in our system, we will not be able to address the problem, not able to look at the root cause, and will not be address the problem for finding out a long-term solution. We may be having some firefighting strategies कि आज ऐसे कर लेते हैं, कल वैसे कर लेते हैं, but until and unless we find out that what actually is feeding this stressor, this kind of issue, we will not be able to find out the actual solution. In our system, when we are talking about the Guru Shishya temporal ethics, so in Guru Shishya temporal ethics, we have been talking about, and these days this IKS, Indian Knowledge System, has gained a lot of popularity, and thousands and millions rather our speakers are there, and the people, those who are saying that this is the way through which the knowledge system is to be seen. But the way the present education is going on, the way we have accepted it, we have conformed. The Indian knowledge system is very different kind of situation. different kind of system where there is no hurry. Guru is not in hurry to give knowledge to a student, and a student is also not in hurry to receive knowledge. It is not trimester, it is not semester के semester खत्म, दूसरा semester शुरू, 4 साल का समय खत्म, डिग्री मिली, काम खत्म. In Guru Shishya Parampara, our way of imparting knowledge was ripening gradually, and gradually. And there was no event in Gurukul system as the event is there in present system, where the event is event of admissions, event of classes, event of attendance, event of examination, event of granting degree. So the event from departing from a very soothing system where the Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam was the core, where the delivery is important. So that as a delivery man, we are creating our own conflict. So system is demanding something else. We are told that good values are, the old values are good. So actually it is creating its own paradox. So there is a need to understand that which theoretical framework actually we are believing in, which theoretical framework we are making us to understand that what the reality is. Else, whosoever says what, LOCF, go for LOCF, CBCS, go for CBCS. We have been making recently we have made this change there in the master's syllabus, and there was instruction from the university कि जो आप अपने कोर्स का ऑब्जेक्टिव लिखेंगे उस ऑब्जेक्टिव में you will not write to understand, you have to make your objective very measurable. बट गुरु शिष्य परंपरा में, गुरुकुल के सिस्टम में बिल्डिंग अंडरस्टैंडिंग तो पहली चीज थी. अगर अंडरस्टैंडिंग बिल्ड करना और कराना ये हमारे एजुकेशन का ऑब्जेक्टिव ही नहीं होगा तो कौन सा थ्योरेटिकल फ्रेमवर्क हम फॉलो कर रहे हैं? एंड सच काइंड ऑफ द पैराडॉक्सेस एंड एम्बिवेलेंसेस विल गो फॉर स्पॉन्सरिंग one of the stressors. And our call is at a slow pace, not the time. The circular time is at a slow pace. कितने सालों से हम कह रहे हैं कि ये कलयुग खत्म होने वाला है, पर कलयुग तो चल ही रहा है. So therefore there is a need to understand that is time for us a quality concept or a quantity concept. The age in which we are living, it is more of quantity and lesser of quality. The theoretical perspective needs to be understood. And as I was mandated to talk about this time management in academics, recently I read a book, very good book. This book is named as a Slow Professor. An interesting book, very small book, and that has given me a good perspective about how to manage time and how the world of academia needs to be seen. And in this Slow Professor, the authors, they are saying that we are made to be in delivery mode, not in thoughtful mode. And in delivery mode, our more reliance is on technology and less on thinkology. We are not made to think. Because thinking is something which needs time. Thinking is something which is very slow. And technology is to make us efficient, to make us fast. So this fast and slow dichotomy, that needs to be understand that how to strike a balance between this fast and slow. Thinking cannot be fast. Thoughtfulness is something which is created slowly. Creativity is something which is created slowly. It is not that in one day you will go for making somebody very creative. And for creativity, there is a need to understand that all efforts are not successful, many efforts would be resulting into failures. So if the efforts are resulting into failures, is our system appreciating the failures? And they are talking about a concept called shadow CV. The shadow CV is that the CV what we showcase, that CV is talking about that what we have achieved, how many papers we have published, how many lectures, invited lectures we have delivered, how many conferences we have attended, how many papers we have presented, how many committees we are member at, what kind of the societies we interact with. All these things, what we have achieved are recorded there in the CV. But he said that for academic, there is need to understand that there is a shadow CV. That shadow CV is that what we are not, in terms of that when you are writing the research paper, how many papers you communicated and how many papers got rejected. You don't write in your CV that you communicated 20 papers and out of 20, 17 only got published and 3 got rejected, or 3 got published, 17 got rejected. One of my papers which got published in 2023, that took 5 years to get published. 2018 I communicated, 2023 it got published. 5 साल. तो जो 5 साल का समय है, जो उस पेपर के मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट को 13 बार करेक्ट करने में लगा, उसको सीवी में कहां पे लिखूंगा? And is it the such kind of the failures, is it not adding to my academic quality? What is the measure of that? And how that shadow CV, the period of 5 years, the kind of the pain and the stress it has infused in me, how to address that? We get mandate that assistant professors, they have to take 16 classes, associate and professor, they have to take 14 classes. और इतने घंटे आपको वहां पे बैठना पड़ेगा. बैठने से अगर चीजें होने लगेंगी तो शायद ये टाइम मैनेजमेंट और ये स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट पे प्रोग्राम करने की ARSD कॉलेज को जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी. Because one part is, the greater part of this academic world is thinking. And the thought, the thinkology that needs to be addressed, which in the present schema of thing is something which is rare and it is not respected much. And if you are, there is another irony that if you are talking something deep, if you are talking something philosophical, then your own colleagues start saying, ये देखिए बहुत ही impractical है, बहुत ही theoretical बातें करते हैं, बहुत ही ideal है, ये बहुत ही बड़े और sarcastically जैसे बहुत बड़े philosopher हैं. So my question is that if I will not talk about idealism, if I will not talk about philosophy, if I will not go for looking at theoretical perspective, who will go for looking at it? The teachers, we are made to look at it. If I will only be looking at the pragmatism, मुझे practical होना है, मुझे अपनी practical होना, तो जो मैसन है, जो मजदूर है, जो पूरी बिल्डिंग को खड़ा करता है, सबसे ज्यादा प्रैक्टिकल वही है. वो ब्रिक बाय ब्रिक, लेयर बाय लेयर जो है इमारत को खड़ा करता है, पर उसको उसकी जो रेस्पेक्ट और उसकी जो मजदूरी है वो सबसे कम होती है. और जो आर्किटेक्ट है, जो बैठा हुआ है अपने कमरे में और उसने उसका क्रिएट किया डिजाइन, वो सबसे ज्यादा रेस्पेक्ट किया जा रहा है. सो देयर इज अ नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट एकेडमिक, एज एन एकेडमिक, व्हाट आई एम सपोज टू बी देयर. एक वो राजगीर और मजदूर की तरह मुझे देखा जा रहा है या मुझे आर्किटेक्ट की तरह देखा जा रहा है? और अगर आर्किटेक्ट की तरीके से देखा जाएगा तो दूसरे तरीके से टाइम का मैनेजमेंट, और मजदूर की तरीके से देखा जाएगा तो दूसरे तरीके से टाइम का मैनेजमेंट. सो there is a need to understand, which beautifully is explained there in that book. The another issue is managerialism, that we have become managers, managing this event, managing that, because we have to be something feeding to the metrics of the organization, of the academia. We are the metrics feeders. We are the people who are there to pave the way, to show the direction to others. And all these things are resulting into malignant academic growth. You look at the rise in the number of educational institutions, be it private or be it public sector. You look at the improved employment ratio, your enrollment ratio that is on rise. We are boasting and patting our back that things are improving. But there is need to understand that where the reality lies. That is this number important, or what we are giving there in our classes, what kind of the meaningful engagement we are creating there in our classes, that is important. And there is need to understand that we are made to compete. NIRF में उसकी रैंकिंग यहाँ, उसकी रैंकिंग यहाँ, आपको यहाँ पे पहुंचना है. NAC में 3.36 मेरा आया, 3.73 उसका है, तो अगली बार हम उसको 3.7. Such kind of things are making education and academic to take the back seat, because education in ancient system or even otherwise, it is something which is not a commodity. It is not a competition. It is something community service. So departure from the community to commodity, this commodification of the academic, that this is causing a lot of stress and causing the issue of the management of time, because we are, by design, we are made to have the belief in the circular system, and by training we are made to have that linearity of the time, and these things are creating a lot of issue, and which those issues need to be looked at. So now let's look at the reality check. And this reality check is that appreciating and acknowledging the complex constraints. These constraints are that realities what are there with us and joined upon are multiple. So I'm a teacher, I'm administrator, I'm a researcher, I'm a family person, I'm a society person. In society, as a teacher, I'm a superhuman being. I'm supposed to be behaving the way, and then I'm supposed to deliver something which the institution mandates, and I'm supposed to show light to my students. So these multiple realities, when I'm made to live at multiple layers, these multiple realities, they are creating their own stress and causing a lot of fragmentations in our academic and the personal life. There is no given solution, I may tell you. There is nothing ready-made solution to address the issues which I have told you just now. And these issues are not that I work, this is my research domain. No, it is not like this. Based on my own reflections and my interaction with my colleagues, what few of the points I have shared with you. But couple of things which you may go for trying. As I have been talking about, that need to understand that if time is to be managed, तो हमेशा हमारी ये कंप्लेंट होती है कि समय कम है, और ये जो कंप्लेंट है कि समय कम है, तो उसको कैसे भरपाई करेंगे? समय को बढ़ा के. But the time is given, घंटे तो दिन के 24 ही हैं, तो अगर घंटे दिन के 24 ही हैं, तो 24 को 26 तो किया नहीं जा सकता. तो how to go for managing the time? I will share one of my experiences. The next speaker is Professor Anand Prakash, my guru. Once I went to do a training program at National Hydropower Corporation, Chamera. It is in Himachal Pradesh. It was 2 days program. Morning, I reached to Chamera with one of my co-facilitators, and 10 o'clock program started. Kept on struggling for 3 hours, but participants, they were not opening up. Then I called lunch, and at 1 there was a lunch, and I was very low. So my co-facilitator asked that, why you are low, sir? You have been putting a lot of efforts. I said that, but these participants are not speaking. After finishing my lunch, I called Sir Sanatan Prakash, and I told him that, sir, ये पिछले 3 घंटे से मैं participants के साथ interact करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, but they are not opening up. और ये participants बहुत रिजर्व्ड और इंट्रोवर्ट हैं, बोल ही नहीं रहे हैं सर, और 3 घंटा इन्होंने ले लिया. So he is a very cool person. He does not lose his temper, but that day he lost his temper over phone. And I said, that change of physiology. Ever since you have called me, you are talking about that they are doing something wrong. They are not speaking. They are not sharing their problem. They are not opening the heart. They are this. They are this. Why you're not saying that you are not able to make them speak? Why are you not saying that you are not able to create a context where they could speak? And this was a real insight. So I asked sir that, अच्छा सर मैं अब क्या करूं? उन्होंने कहा, मैं तुमको यहां से 1000 किलोमीटर दूर से क्या बताऊं कि तुम क्या करो? वहां की सिचुएशन, वहां की बात, वहां की फिजा, वहां की हवा, वहां के वातावरण, वहां की गंध, वो तुम्हें समझ में आ रहा है. You go for using your own skills, and you are a trained professional. You are a trained trainer. You know how to do the training. So from here, I can't give you a ready-made solution that you do this. But use whatever is taught to you, apply it, and in the evening, call me, come out in the flying colors. So I said that, right, sir. He did not give me any solution. Then I closed myself in my guest house room for 20 minutes. And I thought that, मुझे क्या करना है? And I came out with a solution. And first thing what I did, that I looked at that the room in which I was doing the training, then there was huge gap, physical distance between me and my audience. I was there at a platform, and my audience was sitting roughly 2 meters down. So there was this communication going on. So they were not there. Both of us were not there at par. So that is why this was one gap which was there in communication. So I asked the organizers that please change the room. So they said that the best of the best rooms we have given. I said, no, I don't want this. I want the worst room, but I want a classroom kind of thing where me and the participants both would be there at the same place. And then things got changed, and we stayed for 2 days, and the program went very well. And thereafter, number of programs NHPC gave to us. So therefore, I'm not going to give you any generic formulation. But the first is that there is need to understand that the time is not going to be expanded. There is need to understand if the time is not going to be expanded, so prepare a list of activities, not what you are going to do, but list of activities, what you are not going to do. Weed out what we are not going to do. Often we are confused between the two. करना क्या है वो important है, देखने की जरूरत है क्या नहीं करना है. ये काम मैं नहीं करूंगा, तो उसकी एक लिस्ट बना लेने की जरूरत है कि ये वाला काट दिया मैंने, ये वाला काट दिया मैंने, ये वाला काट दिया मैंने, ये वाला काट दिया मैंने. And with the list, what I'm not going to do, there is a need to build a list afresh where we can go for distributing our time, that as a teacher and researcher, some of my job is to survive in this organization, in this academia. So 60% of my resource I will be spending for my survival. That survival is in terms of doing my teaching, doing my admin work, what the institution asks me. Then 20% of my resource I will give for my growth. That is in terms of my research, creation of knowledge. And then the 20% for the sustainability. That goes for giving me more relationality, my personal life. And this the slow professor says that, why don't you go for looking at the moments of laughter where you can have the timeless time. This is sustainability. The timeless time is that when you are into a job where you are so engrossed that time has passed and you have not bothered, पता ही नहीं चला समय कैसे निकल गया, और कई बार पता ही नहीं चलता है कि समय कब निकलेगा. तो timeless time for that 20%. How you will create, what makes you to be happy and joyous, that is absolutely yours formulation. So 60, 20, 20, that is for survival, growth, and the sustainability. The second is that all of us are different individuals. So we have different energy spikes. We have different phases of the day where our energy is on the higher side. Some of us are morning lovers, some of us are evening, some of us find our energy high during nights. The old formulations are gone कि रात में काम नहीं करता है, दिमाग नहीं चलता है, सुबह नहीं चलता है, शाम को नहीं चलता, वो सब formulations in present times. Thus this robotics time, the technology time, everything is redefined. Majority of the times my sons and my time, they match. Majority of the times they match. My time of getting up and his time is to going to bed. क्योंकि मैं यूजुअली 3:30 4 बजे उठता हूँ सुबह, और वो ही उसके सोने जाने का समय होता है. But when number of times I have confronted with him that during night the brain receptivity is low. वो कहता है मुझे इसी समय ज्यादा काम करने का लगता है कि मुझे करना चाहिए. बहुत सारे मैंने उसको आर्गुमेंट्स दिए, कार्टिसोल and your hormones and those things. But when he is doing his UG in computer science, whenever I have interacted with him on computer science, the issues which I ask him, that very thoughtful issues, he is able to give me a very meaningful answer, which usually the student of his age, they are not able to perceive. So his perceptivity, his knowledge, और वो नॉलेज ज्यादा एक्वायर्ड है रात के समय का, तो वो आप अपना देख लीजिए. बट देयर इज अ नीड टू मैच द एनर्जी एंड द टास्क, दैट व्हेन यू आर हैविंग योर हाई एनर्जी, then what kind of the task you will do, and when you are having a low energy, then what kind of task you will do. When it is the high energy time and you are wasting it in looking at your WhatsApp messages or emailing, maybe this time would be lost, and the time pressure would be more and the stress would be high. So when your energy time is high, maybe more for growth or more for your survival. And when your energy time is low, then you can go for getting engaged. So there is a need to match that energy and the task, that what suits you best, that you decide. Einstein used to say that जब नींद आ रही हो तब मैथमेटिक्स पढ़ना चाहिए, और मेरे जैसे लोगों को जैसे ही मैथमेटिक्स पढ़ना शुरू करते हैं तो नींद आनी शुरू हो जाती है. The other formulations, again, I said that these are not generic and established in the research formulations, are coming out of my own reflections, is to see that I will create something which is giving me some joy, where I will feel the timelessness for 15 minutes. If research is mandated upon me, I will do the research which I like most. I will make it a dish of my choice. And if I say the dish of my choice, that the dish which you like, for that, all ingredients you bring from whatever places it has to be brought in. And you take little more quantity of that. And the dish which you don't like, you say कि अभी जाने का मन नहीं, अभी इंग्रेडिएंट्स नहीं आ सके, तो रात हो गई है, शाम हो गई, कल बनाते हैं, दोपहर हो गई, बहुत धूप है, बारिश आने वाली है, और जो डिश ऑफ की चॉइस का हो, उसके लिए आप 4 किलोमीटर, 5 किलोमीटर, 10 किलोमीटर जाके यू विल ब्रिंग द फेच द इंग्रेडिएंट्स. तो जो आपके सर्वाइवल और ग्रोथ का एलिमेंट है, उसके लिए थोड़ा समय निकालने की जरूरत है. I will give my example that our semester will start from 1st of August. Earlier it was supposed to start from 22nd of July, but university has postponed it by another 10 days. और इस vacation में what I have done, which I did last time also, that what I have to do in my coming semester, my teaching notes are ready, my assignments which are to be given to students are ready, my quizzes are ready, and using the technology, that how my online assignments would be evaluated by the generative AI, those are also tested. So they are also ready. So now I will have more time during the session to reflect. More time during my session, I'll be accessible more to my students. If that time I will go for preparing, if that time I'll be giving more for my then preparation, so I'll be always racing against time, struggling how to manage the time. पर अभी सारी चीजें and all these things are uploaded online. In मेरे Google Classroom I create and everything I upload there. कितने I have created 20 weeks, 20 lectures program. दैट कि हमारा ये पूरा सिलेबस उसको मुझे कवर नहीं करना है. आई हैव टू अनकवर द कोर्स, एंड फॉर अनकवर, बिकॉज इन द लार्जर स्ट्रेस इज कमिंग बिकॉज ऑफ आवर वे ऑफ लुकिंग एट द कोर्स कि इसको कवर कैसे करना है. तो उसको कवर करने के लिए जरूरत है कि हमें पहले सोचना है कि हमको इसको अनकवर कैसे करना है, और उसमें स्टूडेंट्स को कैसे अनकवर कराना है, बिकॉज आई फाइंड माई स्टूडेंट्स मोर इन्फॉर्म देन मी. So if they are more informed than me, then I have to work hard to sustain their interest. And for sustaining their interest, the forehand preparation, that helps me a lot. So I'm prepared well. The other thing is that in process of uncovering the course, when I'm saying that the students are there in center, I have gone for mending my ways. Mending my ways means earlier I used to ask my students that not to use mobile phones in the classes, and those who will use mobile phone in the classes, they would be checked out. पर अब मैं कहता हूं कि those who will not use the mobile phone, they would be checked out. All my assignments are technology based. All assignments are online. सारे assignments का QR code है. The students, they have to take out mobile phone first to mark the attendance. They mark attendance, and attendance on the real time basis, that goes to the department's portal, and on the real time basis department knows that the students are there in the class or not. So I'm free. So attendance time, which I take as a non-academic, that is spared. That for that I have already given my time. I've already allocated the resource during the summers. Then about the assignments. Again, those assignments are the technology based, QR code based. So I have to work nothing there. I'll be simply giving research papers, create, and the assignments are already created. I will give them make them a deadline, give them deadline, they will submit, and AI will evaluate. And I make them to use AI. Make them to use AI. I'm teaching the research methods to the PhD scholars. These days, I'm teaching them phenomenology, that how to use phenomenological research. And I gave them a transcript, and I said that go and use AI to make this phenomenological study. This is how the phenomenology is to be done. They used AI. When they submitted their assignment, I went for making discussion there in the classroom and made them understand that using AI will not make you a better researcher, because you have to be there, present there in the class. You have to be present there in that research. Then only you will understand that what research process is. If AI is working on your behalf and you are sitting somewhere else, you will not be able to make a mark. So therefore, there is a need to understand that the work which I'm made to do, am I making it the dish of my choice? क्या मैं अपनी efforts पे assignments create कर रहा हूं? क्या मैं एक ऐसा assignment create कर रहा हूं जिसमें स्टूडेंट अपनी शक्ल देख पा रहा है? क्योंकि ग्रुप फोटोग्राफ में हम सबसे ज्यादा और केवल अपनी फोटो देख रहे होते हैं. So there is a need to understand the student psyche. If they are into fiddling with the technology and mobile phones, create things accordingly, so that they also find foothold and you also find foothold, and you go for upgrading yourself more in terms of the technology. If I can go for accepting technology at this age, still keeping upper hand of mine, I think you are much better off in technology as compared to me. The other is that making this habit happening every day, maybe reading something other than the subject for half an hour, anything of your choice. Maybe I'm a commerce person, I may read literature, something which if I like, or may I read something about the folk literature, folk songs. So these things will make me to have some place where I would be able to see my image. वरना मैं तो कॉमर्स का ही होके रह जाऊंगा. So these are some of the tips which may help you to create your own portfolio of the management of the time, and this would largely be coming when you would be tweaking with your way of looking at things, changing your lifestyle, academic lifestyle, and academic lifestyle where you are integrating yourself, where you are looking at that. Not I will not only go by what the principal says, what the college demands, what the university asks for. In the entire thing, knowing all these things, these realities are not going to change. But keeping these realities, taking these as a constant, how I can go for allocating my time, rationing my time, so that I'm accessible first to myself. And when I'm accessible to myself, I would be making more dialogue, more conversation with myself. And if I'm conversing with myself, listening to myself, I think I'll be able to make gradually change in my way of looking at things. So my way of looking at the time, because the time is not something which you can crave and suddenly it would be more. It is your way of looking at time which will make you to have larger time at your discretion, where you'd be able to see your image better as compared to keep on craving is annual se semester mein aa gaye. One day the senior colleagues, they were saying, अरे वो एनुअल वाला अच्छा था, सेमेस्टर में तो वी आर रेसिंग अगेंस्ट टाइम. हमने कहा आपने कितना एफर्ट डाला अपने आप को सेमेस्टराइज करने में? बोला हम क्या कर सकते हैं. हमने कहा यू कैन डू इट. If you know that in semester system this is the syllabi and this is to be delivered in 20 lectures, have you gone for creating your own distribution of the lectures, your own distribution of the time over the lectures? Have you gone for thinking that what you will be teaching in first lecture, what in the second, what in third, what in fourth? Have you gone for creating a structure for yourself? या आप रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं करेंगे? अगर आप रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं करेंगे तो काम कोई आपसे करा रहा है, आप सिर्फ वहां पे शिकायत करेंगे. तो शिकायतकर्ता के भाव से कर्मकर्ता के भाव में थोड़ी सी बदलाव की जरूरत है. I think that will help you to look at your stress better, where you would be there in the center, and the time would be more at your discretion. In one of the poetry, the Javed Akhtar says कि ये समय को हम कहते हैं कि समय बहुत तेजी से गुजर रहा है, कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं कि समय अपनी जगह पे खड़ा है और हम गुजर रहे हैं। वो कहते हैं कि कभी ट्रेन से अगर हम बाहर देख रहे होते हैं तो लगता है कि पेड़ दूसरी तरफ जा रहे हैं, पर पेड़ तो अपनी जगह पे खड़ा है। तो क्या हमें अपने सोचने में बदलाव करने की जरूरत है कि ये समय गुजर रहा है और हम गुजर रहे हैं, और समय से हमारा रिश्ता क्या है? तो आई थिंक इफ वी आर एबल टू लुक एट आवर रिलेशनशिप विद टाइम, we would be able to create a better reality where the time would be more at your discretion. There is a need to revisit, rethink, and bringing thinkology there in the forefront. That's all from my side. If you have,
So yes, two questions are there, sir. So first is from Dr. Charuware. She says, I am slow, I am not competitive, I cannot multitask. My priority, I thought, should be to deliver a good lecture, but I have come to realize that everything else except a good lecture is valued. I cannot come to terms with my uselessness. I have become a joke. Is there help?
Dr. Charu. Dr. Charu, na?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Charu, people, those who are laughing at you, actually, they are laughing at themselves. And your primal job is teaching. If you are making effective teaching and you are seeing the dilation in the pupils of students, that there is a that they have appreciation for you, and you are when you know the mark of you delivering a good lecture is when you are satisfied कि आज मैंने यार बात अपनी कही अलग तरीके से कही. If you are satisfied, don't worry about the people those who say अरे यार ये तो पढ़ाने में ही लगे रहते हैं. You would be rewarded. At the same time, Dr. Charu, I can't say that the rules of the game as that the temporal capital is there in somebody's other's hand. So therefore, whatever is mandated in terms of the research, can there be, I'm just giving you off the cuff thinking, that whatever you are teaching in a semester, can you bring some research agenda out of that teaching? And can you engage your students in that research for that semester, that you would be teaching also and the research would be simultaneously going? So you would remain an effective teacher, and you would be embedding that your better research in you, which is there in you, that also getting along well. Because assignments what we have to create for our students, that should not be only to get the job done, that is also so that they are able to see the image. And if wherever they are going, they are going in for starting their own enterprise or academics or corporate, they have to learn how to identify the pattern, and research is the best way to enable our students to identify the pattern. So there is a need to integrate the two. I think you would be able to remain a good teacher. For that, my compliments to you. And you would emerge as a better researcher also along with your students. However, this formulation is not the formulation. There are many ways to look at it.
Thank you, sir. Sir, next question is from Dr. Baljeet Kaur. She says, is multitasking really effective, or does it reduce overall productivity when managing so many roles at once?
Multitasking is, I mean, it's a very formal forum, but on this formal forum, I should be excused. And off the record, multitasking is utter nonsense. As a human, you can't be doing multitasking. You have to be a focused person, because it is not task which we are assigned to. टास्क करने के लिए हम थोड़ी हैं. वी आर मल्टीटास्किंग तो की जा सकती है, बट मल्टी थिंकिंग नहीं की जा सकती. You have to channelize your efforts to go deep inside it. तो मल्टीटास्किंग क्या हो सकती है? अब मैं अगर आपको अभी यहाँ पे लेक्चर दे रहा हूं और साथ में हमने अपना ईयरफोन कान में लगा के कहा कि मैं एक दूसरा ऑनलाइन मीटिंग अटेंड करूंगा जहां पे मैं म्यूट रहूंगा और वहां पे हमारी प्रेजेंस रहेगी, हो सकता है ये मल्टीटास्किंग हो, बट व्हाट वुड बी माय कंट्रीब्यूशन देयर इन दैट मीटिंग, except that I'm shown there also that somebody is present there. So multitasking is absurd a concept so far as the humans are concerned. Multitasking is a technology phenomenon, a computer IT phenomenon. Therefore, that what is true for machine, the machine cannot be the metaphor of the machine. The component of the machine can't be fitted in the humans. एंड इफ यू आर डूइंग मल्टीटास्किंग डॉक्टर बलजीत, हाँ मल्टीटास्किंग क्या हो सकती है कि भाई वो बेडशीट फोल्ड कर रहे हैं उसमें गाना सुन रहे हैं, तो मल्टीटास्किंग हो सकती है। मल्टीटास्किंग हो सकती है कि चावल भी बना रहे हो, दाल भी बना रहे हो, सब्जी में छौंक भी लगा रहे हो, ये तो मल्टीटास्किंग हो सकती है। लेकिन किचन में खड़े होके दाल चावल और सब्जी में छौंक लगाने के साथ साथ ये भी तैयार कर रहे हो कि मेरा लेक्चर भी इसी में तैयार हो जाए, तो उसके बाद खिचड़ी ही बन के निकल के आएगी। न उसमें चावल का स्वाद होगा, न दाल होगा, न सब्जी होगी, और न ही आपका लेक्चर होगा। सो देर इज अ नीड टू सी दैट वॉट एवर टास्क आई एम डूइंग, am I able to see my image or not? And if I'm able to see my image and create my image, multitasking will do it. Good, bravo.
Thank you, sir. So,
Thanks a lot,
many
sir.
nice,
Thank you. Thank you.
so many nice comments are there. Very nice session, very informative. Now I would like to extend my official vote of thanks for you. I would like to express our sincere gratitude to Professor R.K. Singh, sir, for this insightful session. Sir, your expertise on the topic was truly valuable. Sir, you have rightly said that time management is very important. And if we involve ourselves multiple tasks at one single time, we end up completing nothing. So time management is very important. The story of a young boy was really a nice way to make us understand stressors in our life, and a reality check reflects our multiple roles, which create success. Sir, here I would like to add the sayings of Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. No work is stressful. It's your inability to manage your body, mind, and emotions that makes it stressful. Now, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our principal, sir, Principal Ramanujan College, IQAC Coordinator Ma'am, co-convener of this RC, for organizing this refresher course. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the members organizing committee, my technical team, and our dear participants for making this session successful. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And there is a small handout which I'll be sending to you, which you can give to the participants.
Sure,
What
sir.
I've delivered, just a few bullets are there.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone. Thank you so much, Anupriya. Thank you so much, Baljit. And thank you so much, participants, for your patience listening. Right? Thanks so much. Thanks, everyone. Thanks,
It
Eric.
was really insightful. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Lokesh ji,